The protest is to express the Congress Party's opposition to the unilateral manner in which the Chinese have altered the status quo on the line of actual control in April of 2020. And their continued incursions, not only in eastern Ladakh, but also in Arunachal Pradesh. This is a display of our anger, of our opposition to what the Chinese are doing on the border. After all, in December 1988, there was an agreement between then Prime Minister Rajiv Gandhi and the Chinese head of the strongman Deng Xiaoping. That was followed by an agreement on the border in 93 when Mr. Narasimha Rao was Prime Minister. That was followed by another agreement when in 96, I remember when Mr. Deve Gowda was the Prime Minister. That was followed by Mr. Atal Bihari Vajpayee's visit to Beijing in 2003 when their decision was taken to appoint special envoys to negotiate a solution to the border dispute. So, we were trading on the one side and we were discussing our differences on the border when suddenly in 2020 the Chinese decided to unilaterally abrogate all understandings, all agreements, and they altered the status quo. And I think we are demonstrating to the Chinese that this is not acceptable to the Congress Party. We are a responsible opposition party. We are reflecting public opinion in this regard. We have our differences with the Prime Minister. The Prime Minister gave the Chinese a clean chit in June of 2020. That weakened our negotiating stance. He has not said a word on China. And he's not allowed to debate in Parliament on China. But that's not the issue today. The issue today is that the Chinese unilaterally altered the status quo on the border in April 2020, and the Congress Party was expressing its anger and its opposition to this.
So you should have been reached out to the your Indian government, the Foreign Affairs Ministry about this thing also.
No, look, our leaders have been raising this issue in Parliament, in both houses of Parliament. Mr. Gandhi, Rahul Gandhi has raised it in Lok Sabha, Mr. Mallikarjun Kharge has raised it in the Rajya Sabha. We've raised it in Raipur also in our foreign policy declaration. We don't have an opportunity to even discuss the issue on the border situation with China in Parliament. There's been no discussion over the last 2.5 years, almost 3 years have gone by. But that's our battle, that's our internal battle which we have to fight with the Modi government. But the real message that has to go to the Chinese is that there is a collective resolve of the Indian people that the manner in which China has abrogated its commitments, the manner in unilaterally gave up its position, disturbed the situation on the line of actual control. Is not acceptable.
But it's a very strong message from the Congress Party.
Certainly.
At the international level.
Of course. We want a debate in Parliament. We want to discuss these issues. It's our democratic right. But that's a battle we will fight in Parliament. That is a battle that we will fight with the Prime Minister, the Foreign Minister, and the other colleagues. But at the same time, a message has to go that the manner in which China has changed the status quo, the manner in which the Chinese have altered the political equation between India and China. After all, the agreement was signed in December of 1988, which formed the broad model of relationship. That we have areas of differences. Let's negotiate those areas of difference. But at the same time, let's intensify our economic and cultural and political engagement. Everything was thrown out of the window by the Chinese in April of 2020.
My last question is to you on this subject: is that you want the discussion, the issue should be raised by our government in this summit G20?
Well, I would certainly expect that our government will allow a debate in our Parliament. That's our minimum demand. We just want, if we call ourselves the mother of democracy, which our Prime Minister keeps repeating all over the world, that we are the mother of democracy, why is the mother of democracy not allowing a debate on China in the temple of democracy, which is the Indian Parliament? So we should have a debate, we should have an informed debate, we should have a collective debate. What is the objective of the debate? The objective of the debate is to demonstrate a collective resolve to deal with this challenge of China, which unilaterally has taken actions almost 3 years ago to disturb the entire pattern of relationship that had been built up over 30 years.
So I think you got not got my point. I'm just asking you that whether the Congress party wants that our government, all the foreign affairs ministry should raise this in this.
Certainly, this is the issue. As far as we are concerned, this is the issue. I mean, the relationship with China is very important, but now it's no longer a relationship. I mean, the Chinese are hell bent on confrontation, and we have to assert our rights. Our negotiating stance has to be tough, uncompromising. Unfortunately, the Prime Minister's kicking chit has weakened our negotiating stance. But we have to demonstrate collective resolve and collective purpose. And I think today's demonstration was a signal to the Chinese that, look, don't take India for granted.
नमस्कार, मैं हूं मानक गुप्ता। अगर आपको हमारा ये वीडियो पसंद आया हो तो इसे लाइक और शेयर जरूर करें, और हां, हमें सब्सक्राइब और फॉलो करना ना भूलें ताकि आप देश और दुनिया की कोई खबर मिस ना करें। तो जुड़े रहिए हमारे साथ और देखते रहिए News24।